Ace Mechanic. How are you doing today? I hope you had a nice day and I hope life treated you well today. Yeah, thank you for joining my live stream. Uh, Today it's a great day today, even though it has come to an end, but obviously it's a great day. Thank you all guys for your consistent support. Thank you for always making time to come to my live. Hey, CODM USA, Elijah in the building. Thank you for joining my live stream. How are you today? I hope you had a great day as a family. Thank you for joining my live stream. Don't forget to double tap to like this video. And if you're new to this channel and you're watching for the first time or you've not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I like you too. Give me the support because it gets me going on this platform and helps my algorithm. What's up, Elijah? Yeah, good to know that you're good. Oh my God, you're fixing a carburetor. That's good to know. Elijah, you know, I think the last time I worked on a carburetor was 2020, COVID year. That was the last time I worked on a carburetor. This time it was on a car. So it was on a high Audi 80. Man, it was a kind of, I think Audi called it a Jetronic. Yes, Audi calls it a Jetronic. I had to go look for the service manual of that car. And unfortunately for me, a lot of electrical connectors has been bypassed, but I still got it fixed. And the owner of the car enjoyed the car while I was fixing the car the whole of 2020 until he moved on to another car. Well, that was my last experience. Probably that was in 2022. I think that was in 2022. Just the main piece, and it's crazy, and it's a brilliant contraption too if you look at it that way. So, what carburetor are you fixing? I want to think it's for a lawnmower or go kart, right? It's good to have you all here again. Thank you for joining my live stream. I'm excited to have you here. Yeah, guys, if you're joining for the first time, it's Pecamo, the Ace Mechanic, and I'm excited to have you here. Being live having a couple of grinds to interact with, it's what being excited about. So don't forget to double tap to like the video, double tap to like the video. You can double tap on my face to like the video. Thank you. Oh, Yamaha, is that four wheel? Four wheeler. Oh, like a go kart or something, or like a beach ride. This crossbar. Is that a kind of stuff you're talking about? Sorry, guys, my network cut in and out. I'm sorry, but I hope you can see me now, and I hope you can hear me now. I'm not gonna be having problem with my chat. All right, four wheeler carburetors are very sensitive, and you've got to understand the basic way they operate and locate the vital parts and adjust them accordingly. Mm, if you know the principles, then you're good. So how's it going with the carburetor you're working on, Elijah? How's it going? You're making progress, or are you done already? There's something about this Elijah guy. I think he's got all that is needed to be a good mechanic for now and the future. Because for me, from experience and my understanding of the ventures I've tried to attempt and that I've been successful in, I could say emphatically that all you need to do anything usual is the knowledge, and more knowledge for understanding than the guts or the testicular fortitude, the balls to attempt something you might not have attempted before. And Elijah has got these three things. And that's why I can tell that he's got all that he needs to be a great mechanic. Hey, Mrs. Hola, thank you so much for joining my live stream. I'm excited to see you. Your aim is to like this video. Just double tap to like this video. Yeah, thank you very much. Everyone watching, kindly double tap. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mrs. Hola said, Apex. Yeah, hey, hola. All right, so today we're going to be talking about something very interesting. I'm sure you guys would like to weigh in on your opinion about what we want to talk about. So it promises to be very interesting. Yeah, I can tell that. I really can tell that. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry once again about my network cutting in and out. Guys, I'm sorry. The network cutting in and out. I hope you can. Can we talk about whatever? But also, I'm buying a new car. Oh wow, that's good news. You're making progress, and I'm sure you're gonna get something very good. You know, just make sure you pay attention on the little details when you're trying to get a new car. For example, pay attention to the cool. You when you open the it's not having sludge and milkshake kind of residue on the cap and within the neck of the radiator. You know, and also make sure that you don't have the same kind of milkshake kind of sludge on the fuel plug of the engine oil. So that way you can ensure that at least you're not buying a car that is having a more than average kind of head gasket situation that's gonna explode on you soon. Car, thank you, fed up, but this network cutting in and out is kind of. Guys, are you still here? I don't know what I can do about this network. I don't know. I don't know. So I hope you get a very good car, Elijah. I hope you get a very good car. Very soon I'm gonna be posting a video about how you could tell the telltale signs of how you could know if you have a burnt head gasket. So I'm gonna be putting about 5 to 7 symptoms that if you have half of those symptoms, you could be certain that you have a blown head gasket. So I'm gonna be putting that video forward very soon, maybe in a week time or thereabout. So you guys can look at it and learn from it. But I can tell you, if you're having loss of coolant, if you're having my phone can give me a better net. Yeah, I don't know why the network keeps cutting out here and there. I don't know, but I hope it's gonna get better. So, guys, I hope the network is better now. Guys, I'm sorry about this network cutout. This network keeps cutting out. Can you hear me? Thank you guys for the like. Thank you for the like. Thank you for liking my video. I hope you can still hear me right now. Hey, that live. Thank you so much. That live, how have you been? It's good to see a live compliment of the season. That life says, hey buddy, hope you're having a good day. Long time no see. True, long time no see. How's your family? How are your kids? Yeah, I'm sure you've made a lot of expenses to make them happy this time. And I'm sure they're having a good time too, and I hope you're having a good time too. Oh, vacation is good. Yeah, I've been on vacation too, but low budget vacation is what I have. Domestic vacation, retreating home. So no work till few days time when I'm gonna resume back to work. Guys, thank you for joining my live stream. Double tap to like this video and subscribe. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. That live. Good to see you here, and I appreciate that you consider to come up here. I'm glad to have you here. So what's up? What's the temperature over there at your place? I hope it's not too crazy. Okay, guys, I have a question. And my question is about kids and upbringing. Okay, that life says all good. I'm happy to know that everything is all good at your hand. So, what do you think about disciplining children? So, that's my question. What do you think about disciplining kids? And at what point do you consider discipline too much? Hey, Susie Global is here. Yeah, thank you so much, Susie Global, for coming here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How are you, Susie Global? Susie Global says, A Pecamo. I think she intended writing Pecamo. A Pecamo. Uh, okay, like four. Oh, thank you so much. Right now, there are a lot of budget, a lot on the list. Right now, there are a lot of budget, a lot on the list waiting for cash to flow in to get them off the list in January. So I cannot dare to do that right now. So, guys, thank you. So, Susie Global is saying, greetings, everyone. That live sent a question. Yeah, it says, a question. If your accelerator sticks and the gas pedal won't come back up, what do you do? Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, what kind of car do you drive? Okay, I think we don't need to mess with that. What kind of accelerator system do you have? Does a gas pedal belong to the category we refer as drive by wire or drive by cable? So drive by wire is the one that is actuated electronically. So only wires links the pedal to what you have on the throttle position sensor. So is it drive by wire or is there a physical cable like a brake cable? I mean, like a bicycle brake cable going from the accelerator pedal through the firewall onto the linkage of the throttle, the butterfly plate linkage. Do you have a physical cable? If you have a physical cable, then I could tell you that your cable is sticking or your adjustments, the adjustment of the brake cable on the part of the linkage is is failing. So you might have a snapped cable or a jammed cable, or you're having what's it called? an adjustment that is off. Okay, you said if we assume it is wire, so if it's drive by wire, there can be some certain issues that are possible. For example, on some Toyotas and some other vehicles, there's a certain fuse that you might need to look out for in your fuse box, either under the hood or in the under the dashboard, whichever way. Make sure you ensure that all the fuses have good linkages. I mean, they are conductive, they are continuous. So if one of the fuses are bad, then the fuse giving power or reference voltage to the accelerator pedal position, which is your pedal in the car, and also the throttle position in the wood control coming from the driver, or the control coming from the driver will not be recognizable. So that can be an issue. And on the other hand, which it happens but doesn't happen every day, you can have a bad throttle position sensor, which is the actuator on your throttle body under the hood, or you can be having a failed accelerator pedal. So either of those three can be your issues. But first, whichever the case may be, is going to throw a code. So if you have a basic scanner, you can hook it up and fetch the DTC so we can know what exactly it's saying. So I hope that could help you. That live. Oh man, we have someone special in the house. Bill Billy Wise is in the house. Mama Wise, how are you today? Mama Wise, thank you for joining my live stream. How are you today? Good to see you today. I hope you're enjoying your period of rest because I think I know that you're on vacation now. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, over here it's snowing. I hope it's not snowing at your place. Yeah, thank you. Mama White says good to see you too, and she says she's good. Thank you. Good to see you here too. Thank you guys for joining my live stream. I was asking a question. What's your take on child discipline? And at what point do you consider it too much? Do you think children should be disciplined? Do you think they should? I mean, when they go wrong, or when they repeat mistakes, or when they disobey, do you think children should be disciplined? I mean, kids. And what do you consider too much of a discipline? So, what do you think about? What's your take on disciplining kids? Thank you guys for joining a live stream. I appreciate you guys. So, what's your take on disciplining kids? Okay, Mama Wise says discipline is part of nurturing. Okay, so Mama Wise is in on discipline, which is good. Oh man, guys, please make welcome. No Quasi. No Quasi, good to have you here. No Quasi is from South Africa. Um, ah, can I remember the greeting? Oh, let me try. Let me try. Let me try. Let me try. Uh, Sau, Sau Boga, right? I can't remember again. Please pardon me, Nokwazi. How are you, Nokwazi? Of course, I know you from South Africa. Yeah, welcome Nakwazi to my live stream. Hey, Hadero the Explorer, Asante Sana, Asante Sana. How are you? How are you? How are you, Hadero? Yeah, Hadero, I was on your live today. I was on your live, and I was trying to communicate with you. I was writing a lot of things that could even make up a book. I mean, but you could not see it, and I understand that YouTube can be glitchy sometimes. So I tried all means to reach you. I tried to reach you with your community post. Try to drop a screenshot if you saw it there. And I also tried to reach out to you on Instagram. But I think you're not always active on the Instagram, so I dropped a message for you there. How are you, Hadero? How are you, Hadero? Good to see you here. Good to see you. And I believe that you're preparing for resumption. Yeah, I see you doing a lot for the kids, trying to help people find their feet and get assistance where they don't have assistance, which is very good. Thank you so much for all you do for humanity. Because if it would have been any one of us, oh, you responded on IG. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check that out. Thank you so much. Nokwazi, what's up? Nokwazi says, hello, Biobele, my Aproko friend. Yeah, Nakwazi, I'm sure you're trying to prove that you are Nigerian. I mean, like you can roll with the Nigerians and their lingos. But Aproko is not a very, friendly term. So I know you don't mean that for Mama Wise. Aproko means, I don't know what you call this in your own language, when people kind of gossip, something like that. They gossip about other people. So those are people you call aproko. And people who talk, and talk about people and stuff like that. So I want to think you don't intend using that for her, but you just wanted to use the Nigerian lingo, so which is so cool. But maybe you need to know that for next time. Quasi, good to see you here. I'm excited that you are here today. Quasi has a sweet spirit. When you join a live, you need to put on your internet to make sure you disconnect when you need to go because she's gonna get you hooked up. You're not gonna want to leave when you're in Quasi's live, and which is, she has a warm smile. She has a very, welcoming demeanor, and that's I think is very intentional from her. Quasi, good to have you here once again. Adero is always smiling with her soft voice too when she relates with you guys. We have a lot of brilliant people in this community, and I'm proud to have people here. Hey, Shar is here. Shar is here. Shar is here. Shar, good to have you here. How are you today, Shar? I'm excited to have you here once again. Shar has been consistently ensuring she supports. I I wouldn't be surprised if she just got off work. Shar, thank you so much for your shout out. Thanks for throwing those love, those hearts towards this place. And Shar is saying hello to everybody. Please make royal welcome to Shar. Shar is from the US and she has been very supportive. And you're gonna like it on her live too. She's a YouTuber and she's very respectful. I can take that anywhere in the world or even the universe, and I could say, Shara is very respectful. Shara is very, very, very respectful. Mama Wise, you're gonna like Shara, and Shara, you're gonna like Mama Wise. Yeah, I could tell, Shara, I could tell that you just got off work because I think it's the timing. Yeah, thank you so much. Shah says, I did just got off work, home resting now. Good to know you're home. It's right about time when The plate and the cutleries are gonna clang together. So you're gonna be having a good time. Did you make dinner before now? I mean, before going to work, or you just start making dinner? Sure. Okay. Adero says, Royal welcome. Sure. Wow. Adero, you get it. You're always on point. Adero says, Royal welcome. Sure. Yeah. How did you know she's a royalty? She's a royalty. Thanks for that royal welcome. And Mama Wise is saying, Welcome, Sharon. Welcome, Sharon. So, Shar, you're getting a lot of shout out from my very amazing people. And Shar is saying, Adero, hello, with a great wave of the hand. Hello. Can you see Shar's hand waving meticulously at you? Shar is saying, I like your shirt, the camel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's locally patterned like this. We call it tie and dye. So a friend of mine from the university I attended, she makes them. So I asked her to make a couple of them for me. She's into art. Yeah, Shar is saying, Hi, Bill Billy. I'm sure she intended writing Bill Billy. Bill Billy. Yeah, Mama Wise, that grading is for you, and you have a double and wave. Shara, thank you for reaching out and for saying hello to those wonderful people. So, to the question, why do I keep missing it? Now that I'm more American, I think I should get it right. It's question. My American friend will say question, good question. Okay, so question. Don't forget question. Right. So, question for the day and discussion for the day. Shara, thanks for joining. You could weigh in on this. What's your take on disciplining kids? And at what point does it become excessive? So, do you think kids should be disciplined when they disobey, when they go wrong, either intentionally or unintentionally? Um, should they be talked to? Should they be yelled at? Should they be should they be how would I say, should they be serious and stern to the kids? Hey, never do that again. If you do that again, I'm gonna spank your ass. You know, I'm not gonna take shit from you. You did the same thing yesterday, so quit doing that thing again. Did you hear me? Or you gonna skip lunch? You know, what kind of discipline do you think is good? Is discipline okay for you and for everyone watching? I'd like to know your opinion, your answers, and your inclinations towards this particular discourse. So, is discipline a go-to for you for kids, and at what point will you deem it excessive? Okay, Bill Billy Wise says, thanks, Sharon. So she's responding to Sharon's greetings. And Shara says, everyone please support my boy. Pecamo is awesome. Yeah, support me, support me, support me. And Adero, the explorer, says, spare the rod and spoil the child. Hmm. Proverbs chapter 100, verse 200. Yeah, that's word of wisdom. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Okay, so I think from what Adero said, you don't just do it with your words, right? You had some action, some mechanical compulsion, right? You had some stroking. Okay, you lay down there, peep, 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 peep. Don't do that again. Get up, get out. Okay. And Shari is saying kids should always be disciplined when they step out of boundary. I am a very strict parent and I don't like unruly kids. Hmm. So I think from here we could deduce that Mama Wise also supports discipline. So what kind of discipline do you measure how to kids? So I think I'll be right to say Shar has kids and our kids have grandkids now. So you're seeing two filial generations under you. Something I've observed is that for most parents who are very strict, when it comes to their grandkids, they are always very lenient and a bit softer, and their kids tend to look at them. So you can condone this now, but during hard time you didn't condone all of this. What changed? So how do you do it for your kids, or how did you do it for your kids, Shar, if I may ask? And how are you ensuring that you instill discipline with your grandkids whenever you're around? Adero says some Cain must do the work. Okay, I think in the respect of what Adero is saying, I'm gonna be having a question for Shar, and I'm happy that Shar is here because we're gonna be amalgamating the perspective. Even though I know that Shar is possibly from an African descent, Shar, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Shar is of African descent. But I still see the fact that you in America must have shaped on some of your boundaries in the way you relate discipline with your kids or to your kids. So I'm going to be throwing some questions to Shar to help us clarify some things. And I'm going to sprinkle that question across the people, the demographics of people in this chat. Okay, so Shar says, not this grandmother. Shar, Shar. Don't make me start being thankful that I didn't come through. I mean, I didn't come through your lines. Like even in the chat, she is stern. She is really stern. Not this grandmother. Don't try me. I am the same way with my grandkids. Okay, it's about to go down now. So, what style did you do? I mean, did you use with your kids? Helping them to find discipline that you still found useful for your grandkids. So, how did you do it? And the question I also had for you is: in the U.S., is it illegal to spank a child? Or at what point does it get illegal when you spank a child? And at what age also? But this keeps tripping me, into laughter. Yeshua says, not this grandmother. I am the same way with my grandkids. I'm not gonna tolerate nonsense. I'm not gonna take rubbish from you. Wow. So Hadero, so you feel mere talking is not enough, right? Is that what you're trying to say? That mere talking is not enough. Wow. That's awesome. You're blessed, Shar. Shar says, I have one child. She is 41. That's a big blessing. And I hope she recognizes that she has a blessed mom too. Wow, you're really blessed. So Shar says, I had no problem with my child because she knew that I was a strict mom. Hmm. But I still gave her a rope to be a child. Hmm. How long was the rope you gave to her? Okay, let me take that again. I still gave her a rope to be a child and to know how far it is. Hmm. So how far was the rope? This long or very long? Wow. Yeah, Shara is strict, and I think it's part of the elements that contributed to us successfully raising a child. And I think it's worth celebrating about you, Shar. It's worth celebrating. Guys, thank you for joining my live stream. Please double tap to like this video and subscribe if you've not subscribed before. Consider hitting the subscribe button. Yeah, it's an appeal, like I do say. It's not a comment about that. Meaning it's up to her to go out there and act crazy with her friend, the type. Wow, 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 wow. You know, I can tell that this kind of mom is the type you're not gonna like during your teenage age. But by the time you start getting to the adolescent age, you start seeing that this mom is not wicked. She's out there for me. Oh, can you hear me? Shara, can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? I want to be sure you guys can hear me now. Hey, can you hear me? Somebody please respond. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can't hear you. I hope I'm not done for by YouTube. Okay, you can hear. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So Mama Wife says that she can hear me. Shar, I hope you can hear me now. Yeah, okay. I want to be sure that Shar can hear me too. Maybe you could raise your volume, turn up the volume on your phone. Okay, good, good. Thank you very much for the feedback. Mama Wise, thank you too for the feedback. Oh, Mrs. Hola, you're still here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback too. All right. So, how I was trying to say, from what Shah wrote here, Shah said, meaning it's up to her, that's her daughter, to go out there and act crazy with her friends, knowing the type of mom she has. I took away the things she loves, and and that's the type of punishment I give my daughter. Wow, wow, okay, okay. So you do well, you get the privileges, but you do wrong, you start getting stripped of some certain privileges. So I was trying to say that Shar, the way I look at it, retrospectively from my experience with my parents too, who were strict, but it's another version of strict, you understand? My dad was a soldier in the Nigerian army. My mom is an educationist. So, discipline was the core of the house. And the reason for discipline were two different reasons from both of them. From my dad, discipline is for you to be orderly, to be contented, to have integrity. And from my mom, it is you must do well in life, you must be good in your academics, you must speak well, you must represent well, you must not be dull, you must not be sluggish, you must fit into the elitist world, kind of. And you get some points and you receive some kind of beating. I mean, real spank. Okay, no, spanking is light. I mean, beating, a lot of beating, and you're gonna be like, "What? What did I do? What did I do? I didn't steal." So I'm trying to say that the kind of parent that Shah was trying to describe here is one type I could tell from my own experience that your kids are not going to really like you that much when they are teenagers. But by the time they start getting into adolescent age and life starts getting explicitly clear to them, they start to appreciate the kind of things you've embedded in them. And by the time they start having their own kids too, that's when they're going to have a full fledged understanding about how much you love them and how much you were trying to ensure that they get straightened enough to fit into the perfect role of life. And that's when the friendship begins between the strict parent and the disciplined child. When the disciplined child has gotten to that height of life, when she has had a own kid and have seen the travails of her parents over her. And that's why I can celebrate you, Shara, and every other parents that is here that have been able to, lovingly measure out discipline to their kids. For some of us whose kids are still very young, they're still gonna be having some indifference about the way dad treats me when I do something that's wrong. I didn't bump the whole world down, and dad is talking harshly to me about this and that, or dad spanked me, or dad, gave me punishment. But I'm sure that by the time they grow up, they're gonna understand that hey, dad loves me. Certain things that I got to grow up and I got to, thank my dad for that. Dad, thank you for this. Thank you for this. Because all of this helped to shape me into who I am now. And now a lot of people want to associate with me because you forged out these values in me. They would not be instilled easily, but you put the heat into it so that I could get forged into that shape. And now that shape is what a lot of people want to associate with right now, what a lot of people celebrate in different spheres of life. So I celebrate all the parents in the house. But sorry guys, our network keeps cutting out. Okay, okay. I'm sorry guys, my network is just acting up. Take a deep breath, Tex. Take a deep breath. This network is driving me crazy. Okay, so I was trying to read what I sent. Shah says, my daughter tells me day how much she appreciates me for being the mom I was when she was young as a child. You see, that's what I'm saying. You know, kids get to appreciate the fullness of what the parents are doing to them, lovingly disciplining them, shaping them into the form that they are. Diobele Wise says it is, I'm, I hope it's going to be here. Shari is saying, Pekamo, you better discipline your network. I wonder how I can do that. Okay, maybe I should stop using their service for 2 weeks, right? Okay, so Mama Wise, do you want to share with us how you affect discipline on your kids? And Shara, if you're still here, I was trying to ask, is it legal to beat your kids in the US? Is it legal to spank them? either with a belt or with a cane or with a comb or whatever. Is it allowed? What's the highest allowable height of discipline? Already okay. I'm trying to discipline my network, but I hope my network is gonna cooperate. So, Shah says yes, it's allowed to spank your kids in the US, but you can't put marks on them, and also the kids know that they can call the police on you. Oh, so I see right now. So that sounds like Shar, Shar. It sounds like the black community is of an advantage because it takes so much effort to put a mark on the black skin, right? Compared to if you're spanking your white skinned child. So you could spank a little, right? Because Shara also said, so most people scared to discipline the kids. The kids, the first thing the kids just say, I'm calling the police on you. You know, I had this, I don't know if it was a joke, but I think it happened for real. A Nigerian family relocated, they worked their ass off and they could make a lot of money that they could convert into USD. And they took their dollar and they were able to get visa and they relocated, boarded a plane, they relocated to the US. The kids were little, I mean, very little. So they got to the US and they grew up. Let's say the kids were 5 and the other was maybe 8 when they got to the US. And by the time, the kids grew up after a couple of years, let's say one was 12 and the other was 13, and the parents could not handle the kids anymore because they are more aware and they threaten their parents with, I'm gonna call the police on you if you try to beat me, if you try to hit me, if you try to do this, if you try to do that. And the parents were frustrated, probably because they are also black people, black migrants, and the police department might be a little harsh on them. I guess I don't have the details about that. Just passing up the story, like I heard it. And the parents decided to do something. And they said, hey kids, we're going on a vacation to motherland. And they came back to Lagos. They boarded a flight. On getting to Lagos, right there at the airport, unknown to the kids that the parents had a return ticket booked for only a few hours after landing in Lagos. The parents itemized all the grievances and the offenses of the kids, the two of them, and whooped their asses so much. And those kids were yelling at the airport, I'm going to call the police on you. I'm going to call the police on you. And the parents were like, oh, call the police as much as you can. And when the police came, the police were like, these children are not cultured. Come on, beat them so well. Beat them more. Beat them some more. And they were shocked about what happened. And they went back to the US. And well, there's no evidence of the beating. It didn't happen on US soil. And the kids were disciplined from that time henceforth because the parents said, the next time you usurp my authority in this house, I'm going to send you back to Nigeria. It was funny, but now I understand because kids have some kind of leverage, and the law is also trying to play safe to not give the whole laws into the hands of parents so that they don't get to assault their children in the name of discipline, which I quite understand. And at the same time, to mishandle. Okay, so Charles. Okay, okay, I've read that. I've read that. So, Biobile Wise, Mama Wise said, each child is unique and thus requires different approach at some point. What do you expect a seasoned educationist to say? Wise is an educationist, and she holds a doctorate degree in a field. So I don't expect less because now you're going into the psychomotor and the affective and whatever psychology of kids. You're doing well, Mama Wise. Well, you have a point. You have a point, though. But funny enough, I think at some certain age, when they're very little, they behave in the same way or in a similar way. They start getting from maybe baby when they're babies. Some are very harsh. Some are very mild. And when they cross from being toddlers to young children, then that's when the well, I said demons will start manifesting different shades. A lot of things. Don't do this. I'm gonna do it, and they're gonna lie 10 times, 15 times, and thereabout. And some of them will come back to tell you, I'm sorry, my network is cutting in and out. I'm sorry about that. So it's, I think, when they are young kids, they behave in the same way. But by the time they start becoming teenagers, the things that will make a child unruly will be different from what will make another child unruly and disobedient. So I think that's where Mama Wise rule apply that each child is unique and requires a different approach at some point. Nobody is asking me what's my take on discipline. No one is asking me. Well, I think I like Shara's approach to discipline. You know, but some kids can be very. I don't know the word to use about that. When when you try to discipline them by denying them some privileges, of course, I know that some parents will not want to toy with their kids' food. They would like their kids to be well fed, to have adequate sleep, but maybe some other privileges like everyone is taking ice cream, no ice cream for you until you change and stuff like that. Oh, Mama Wise said, what's your take? So, what's your take? Okay. And I have another vote here, I guess. Shar is saying, it's funny that you said that because I was just writing it down. What's your take on discipline, Pecamo? Okay. My take on discipline is okay. Don't think I'm too harsh, you know. Um, so this was what I decided a couple of years ago before I had my kids. So I told myself, hey, with everything I've experienced as a kid and now as an adult, and I've seen how some other children turned out with their parents with or without discipline. So I decided for myself that while my kids are still very young, I'm gonna prioritize discipline. I mean, discipline up to the point of spanking, of punishing, sit down there or kneel down there, raise up your hand and stuff like that, and maybe one or two denials here and there. But I told myself, I'm not gonna stop them. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna hit lunch today, but I could say when everybody is taking this, you're not gonna take this until you meet this condition. So I decided that up till when my aim is that I want us to straighten out the curved side or part of the metal rod in their lives. when they're still young before they become, rigid and hold. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's an English adage. So I believe if I'm able to successfully put them in tune with my understanding about life, I'm not saying I know the best in life, but you have to just stand for something. If not, you're gonna fall for everything that comes your way. So everything that I know is good that I filtered out, you just have to trust me on that. I'm gonna make sure that you do things right. And by the time you become teenagers, I hope that having disciplined them with love, with understanding, I let them know why you're being disciplined, and they know how they can please their parents. So I don't want to be a parent that it's going to be difficult to please. So I believe by the time they become teenagers, we will only be having issues with things about teenage exuberances and youthful exuberances, and not necessarily about some little basics about lying. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to your parents. Don't lie to your mom. I don't expect that. Having gone through the rigor of disciplining them with intense and with, would I say, um, what's the word now? Having disciplined them with a lot of, I don't want to say tactics, but something like that. Having been intentional in drafting out the discipline I met out to them. By the time they're teenagers, we should be doing more of talking. So I started the discipline as soon as they could talk and they could understand speech. Sit down there, kneel down there, stand up. Don't do that. That's very bad. And many things like that. To some spankings here and there, to some denials here and there. If you do this, you get this, and some incentivization. So that's my take on discipline. I don't expect to be beating my kids when they become 12 or 15. I hope that by the time they become 12, we could sit down and talk, and they're gonna understand, even though they might not fully take it in according to what their brain is saying, but they could be able to say the sense in what daddy is saying. So that's my take. And Shah said, it's funny that you said that because I was just, okay, okay, okay. I've seen that. And Mama Y says, the thing is, it's always better that the fathers are involved in discipline at home. And Shah says, agreed, Bill Billy. Okay, now, you putting the fathers at risk because the mothers are going to be seen as the kind people in the house because mom never beats me like that. Mom never talks to me like that. Mom, mom's gonna be the kind person in the house, and dad is gonna be the ravaging lion. Dad is gonna be the nagging father. Dad is gonna be the one that's very sensitive, that you have to tread upon with care. You have to walk on the tip of your toes around him. And that's part of the burden that we get to face as fathers. But I think with my opinion, with my perspective about starting early and helping them build the foundation of discipline early, we should be able to be on the same page sooner, so that before they become independent, they could weigh their opinions and understand why I did what I did, why mommy did what she did, and be able to see that, okay, these two people loves me, and I'm gonna be the best for them and for myself. Mama, why I say from 0 to 6 years old is the formative stage, and whatever discipline carried out will easily stick for life. Mama Wise, thank you. You are reiterating part of my philosophy about that part. Yeah, you're right, Mama Wise. I bet you're right. You're right. And Charles says, Dad is gonna be the bad one in their eyes. Yeah, that's it. That's it. But I think either a mom or a dad, we should transit from being the active disciplinarian to a passive disciplinarian and more of a philosopher as the children grows old because understanding comes from communication. You know, if we take a cue from the uh, Bible says something about faith coming by hearing. So that means that without hearing, there can be the building of faith. So to expatiate on that, I would say at a certain age of the kids, you must be able to convey your ideas without, bringing some harsh consequences on them because you might run a risk of them seeing their teacher in school as being more kind than you are, or seeing their friend in school as being more kind than you are, or even seeing the predator somewhere lurking around as being more kind than you are, and you risk losing them out to such people because they are going to take every other thing those people would say, jettisoning what you're bringing, before them. So I think, discipline is good, being stern and strict is good, but at a point it will fade or transition into listen. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I want you to understand. I love you. And you see, that's what is missing in the African dynamic. Sure, you hardly see a parent in Africa tell his child, I love you. So the kids have to grow to the point of knowing that their parents love them. That's after several cycles of doubts, cycle in and cycle out of does he love me? Does he really love me? I think he hates me. I think I hate dad. I think I hate mom. And when they come to a particular stage in life when maybe they have their kids and they're gonna be able to understand that I don't think that he hates me. But at that point it's still not convincing and majorly because daddy never said that. So Charles, okay, Bill Wise says parents ought to work together on this. Yes, on discipline, it has to be a teamwork, so both of them will be on the same page. And it won't be that dad is going to be saying, what you did does not make sense. And I don't want you to grow up to be irresponsible. And mommy is saying, hey, you're too harsh on this kid. He doesn't understand all of those things. Show him some love. Come on, this, that, that. So you're right, Mama Wise. And Shari is saying, why is that? I think Shari is asking about why Africans don't express love, especially to their kids. Yeah, I think it's the assumption that if I let them know I love them, being weak, and when they see me from that vulnerable position, they are going to, you know, they are going to, uh, what's the word? They are going to disrespect me. They are going to see me as more human and not see me as the godlike parent. I think that's what's causing it. But for me, I believe let your kids know that you love them. You see, I came to a point in my life. Okay, before I go there, over here, I think it's same in many parts of the world. Over here is about family integrity and prestige over how the child feels, which is not the worst thing in the world. But when it gets to the extreme, then it's very bad. So, for example, a father is like, the day you get pregnant, I'm going to kill you. I mean, pregnant out of wedlock, telling his daughter that. Now you're growing up, face your studies. I'm paying so much, and your mom is paying so much for your studies. We are training you into being a responsible adult. Soon you're going to have a home of your own. But if you choose to join the bad gang, if you choose to get pregnant for any man, I'm going to kill you. Maybe that's premise one. On another premise, you're going to see a father or a mother or both of them telling their daughter that now you've gone past the age of puberty, you've crossed the boundary of the age of puberty, you are now becoming an adult, you're 18 years old, you're 19 years old. If you get pregnant out of wedlock, I'm going to disown you. You know, you hear things like that. I am going to disown you. You no longer be my child. But if you do this, you do that, you finish your school, you get good grades, I'm going to be proud of you. In some cases, you hear that too. That's premise two. So, looking at those two premises, what happens in most of the cases is that that kid is always afraid of the father, always afraid of the mother, listens more to her peers, and whenever she's got questions, whenever she's confused, and she's like, could this be true? Could this be lie? She heard about this. Let's go to club. No, no, the guys are not gonna touch you. We're just gonna go there and dance, and they're just gonna spend money on us, and we go home straight. There's no one she could ask except her friends, the same friends that brought the idea. And eventually she goes to that club. The first day, they spend money on them, they dance, nothing happened. Okay, I think these friends are right. They went the second day, same thing happened. They only danced. And after a couple of times going to the club, somebody asked for this girl in question, asked for her name. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you so much for the hearts. So someone asked for the name of the girl, and she obliged that I think this place is safe, so I could tell you my name, even though you're smoking, but I think you're decent. You're talking well, you're relating well. And I think this guy is complimenting me. So she says her name to him, and they get talking. And someday the guy invites her to the house, and she goes to the house, and probably she's drugged, or maybe she's lured or deceived, and blah 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 happened, and after maybe 2 months she misses her period, and a lot of other things transpired, and she discovered that she's pregnant. So such a child raised in such kind of home is going to think of two options, because she wants to comply with the, being the prize child, the trophy child of the house. So she doesn't want to lose uh, recognition from her parents that, oh, she's a good child, she's a good child, she made us proud. So she's going to think of two options: one, either to terminate the pregnancy, or two, to run away from home. So either ways, it takes some strange circumstances to make such a child find a way back and have a straightened life. You know, that's just how things are in life. And, I think the decisions we make as parents and the way we handle situations go a long way in making our kids make the decisions that they make. So currently now, and it has been so for a couple of years, I made up my mind that for my kids, I'm gonna let them know I'm not gonna take shit from you. I'm not gonna tolerate indiscipline. I'm not gonna tolerate nonsense. I'm not gonna tolerate, you know, you being a mediocre. But my decision is that if you turn out to be a mediocre, I'm not gonna be happy, but I'm still gonna be your daddy. I'm still gonna be there for you. So that's my decision. So if I had a female child, I'm gonna tell her, hey, this is what I need for you from you. So I want you to do this. You should know that I love you and I want to do all of this for you. If you make a mistake, listen, I'm your daddy. Would I be happy? No. But will I still be your daddy? Yes. Your home remains your home. Your dad remains your dad. Your mom remains your mom. When you're in doubt, you can talk to us. But if peradventure you make the worst mistake in life, come back home. We are home. So that's the decision I made, having seen a lot of, you know, good children lost in that transitional storm of life, when they are trying to find their self, identify and discover their self in the noise of the world, they eventually stray away and they can't find succor at home and they run away, or they decide that, hey, I don't I don't want to be part of this. And some takes it to the extreme. They hurt alive themselves because they don't have where to go. It's gonna be shame outside. It's gonna be shame inside. So the world doesn't need them. So they just trip the fuse, and so and that's why I see that making it clear that, hey, you are doing one, two, three, four, five things that I'm not proud about, but I'm still your father. Yeah, call me soft. Yeah, I'm soft. Yeah, because I think it's one of the reasons why a lot of preacher kids turns out the way they turn out in the negative, because it's all about you have to conform, you have to make us proud, and the child grows up thinking that, hey, I'm only living this life for my parents. They are selfish. They are not even considering me. So, okay, they need me to not be pregnant. They need me not to smoke. They need me not to join bad gangs. Okay, I'm going to join bad gangs, but I'm not going to let anybody know. So, I'm going to make it hush hush. So, my parents' integrity stays intact. And I'm still going to have my feel. I'm still going to do my things. So, that's my perspective. So, I submit my perspective to you guys. Mama Wise says, brilliant. Thank you, Mama Wise. Guys, if you're just joining this live stream, please double tap to like this video. Double tap to like this video. And if you have not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. It's an appeal, not a command. But note that subscription is free. So, Shar, I hope I've answered your question about why it is like that, why Africans don't tend to express their love. Funny enough, for example, my father never told me he loved me. He has never. But at a point in my life when I was at the crossroad of thinking and making an inference that I think my dad hates me, I had to flip through the scene of time, and I was able to see a lot of things that contradicts or that contradicted my intended inference. So I told myself, given all this premise, though he never said it, but I can correctly conclude that he loved me and he loves me. I remember my dad will not show it directly that he loves you, but let's say I have two pair of shoes, and one became too tight for me. When I was grown up, I started using the same size of shoes with my dad, and one became too tight for me, and the other one maybe just got damaged, and I had to go for a certain program, and I had to look my best. And I told my mom, this pair of shoes are the only ones I have, and I don't want to put them on. I'm gonna be feeling ashamed putting them on. You have to put them on. We don't have any money to buy another one. And mom will say, "Wait a minute, let's ask your dad. Maybe he can come through for us." Um, the camel's dad, your son needs a pair of shoes. His other shoes are not wearable. And dad will say, "See, if you shake me, if you turn me upside down, you're not gonna see a penny on me right now because I'm broke like a broke ass." And mom is gonna say, "You had your dad, but we can't." Oh, I'm so sorry. The network is really having its toll on me. So I hope you guys are still there and I hope you can hear me. So I was saying, so they are gonna talk me out of it. And at a point, mom is gonna say, "Wait a minute, dad, can you let your son put on that shoes of yours for this program? It can't be its size. It's gonna be too big for him." And mom is gonna say, "Maybe you should try it on, and maybe you can even wear it." And dad is gonna say, "Okay, go and take it and see if it's your size." And when I put it on, okay, Mama Wise, thank you for the feedback. Mama Wise says she can hear me. Thank you. And when I put it on, I'm gonna rock it so well that they're gonna say, "Oh, it looks good on you." And dad will say, the next thing my stern, strict dad is gonna say is, "Do you like it?" And I say, "Yes, I like it. I like it." And he's gonna say, "If you like it, then you can have them." And I'll be like, "That's the only nice pair of shoes my dad has, and he's just gonna leave them for me." And when I think about a couple of episodes like that, I can't be but confused. I mean, but convinced that my dad really loves me, even though he never said it for once. Funny enough, my dad never hugged me. I mean, and I can't just go to my dad now and say, "Hello, dad," and give him a hug. What? That's not possible. Hug your dad? Are you nuts? It's not possible. Or you approach your dad, "Hello, dad." "Hello, what?" You don't want to do that, you know. So you prostrate and you show some respect, things like that, but they're gonna show you every now and then that they love you. You know, you see how they get a chunk of money from their hard earned labor, and they divide it into three at some point and give you two parts of three. You can imagine, if that's not love, then what's that? So you're not gonna hear an African man tell you, as a child, "I love you." But maybe for our own generation, I think we are bridging the gap and correcting that part of the dynamics with our children. We are trying to be more expressive. You know, I can remember my kids will come and lay on me and they're gonna trample upon me. And at the point I'll be like, "Will you guys stop all this nonsense?" But before I utter the word, I'm gonna call myself back and look at it that, "Hey, calm down, calm down. No, you're not a dad." No, bear it. It's part of the joy of being a father, and they are rejoicing that They could play with their father, So if you're always, serious and stern around them, come on, let there be order. What's me of that nonsense? Come on, sit down. Don't step on me. Don't sit on me. Don't lean on me. Don't. Then by the time they grow up too, they can't bring their words close to your ears. They can't pick your opinion about things because they will see you as a lion that's not approachable. So I thought about that and I'm like, okay, yeah, there's gonna be boundaries, but yeah, you can trample on me for a bit. We could play together, we could do things together. I remember when my kids, you know, when they were at the beginning of their growing stage, and one will say, okay, maybe I'm talking and I say, you have to be contented with what you have. Now I'm trying to talk them into being of good conduct, being contented. Dad, what's the meaning of contented? Contented is you not seeking more than you have. If you have two, you'll be okay with two. And when you have three, be happy that you have three. But if it's only one you have, then enjoy the one that you have. And you hear another question like this: Dad, how do I enjoy the one that I have? One is too small. And the cycle of questions never ends. And I'm going to be tempted to kind of shun them. Come on, stop, quit playing with me, quit messing with me. But I'm going to remember that, hey, even if you are going to call their bluff, you have to be subtle about it. You have to be soft about it. And we keep building it. We hope that our approach is going to work eventually. But I celebrate the likes of Shar, if Adara is still here, those people who've grown kids, who have grown kids, who have successfully helped them to the point of being independent on their own. I celebrate you guys, all of you, because it's not easy. Yes, I celebrate all of you. That life, I celebrate all of you. It's not easy, but ultimately, I pray that our approaches eventually turn out to work well. So this live stream is coming to an end, guys, and I really appreciate you all for sticking around. Thanks for joining my live stream. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for engaging. Thanks for bringing your idea. We've been able to share ideas, and I believe that everyone, including myself, have learned one thing or the other from the exchange of knowledge that we have brought up to this place. Thank you all. For those that are watching in the background, I still say thank you to you, and for everyone that have joined the chat and have been engaging this live stream. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you, Elijah, CODM, US. Thank you for joining my live stream. Um, Susie Global, thank you for joining my live stream. Dad Live, I appreciate you for joining my live stream. Nokwazi, thank you for joining my live stream. Mama Wise, thank you for joining my live stream. Um, who am I missing? Uh, okay, then Shar, thank you for joining my live stream. Adero, thank you for joining my live stream. Um, who am I missing again? Ooh. Oh, Mrs. Ola, thank you for joining my live stream. I really appreciate you for joining my live stream. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's all of them I could capture engaging the chat. Thank you all guys for joining my live stream. I hope that you're gonna have the best of tonight, and tomorrow is the last day of the year. Make your plans, set your goals for the new year, and make sure they are realistic plans. And I hope that by the end of next year, 2026, we will be able to come together and celebrate your achievements and my achievements. This stream is going to an end right now. I'm not going to be able to go live tomorrow, but if I'm able, I'm going to go live. Until the next time we see again, let me use this opportunity to tell as many that are still there, listening to this. Happy New Year! Yeah, and I wish you the best in 2026. I hope that all your effort is going to count. I hope that everything you lay your hands on is going to succeed. I hope that you're going to be favored with every of the actions and reactions you put out there. And I hope that you're going to attract helpers, people who are going to help you get translated from a lower point that you are to a higher point that supersedes where you hope to get to. Thank you guys for joining my live once again. Let's do this again in 2026. I wish you the best. Stay blessed.